Every night I come home from work, I sit down at this desk and I open up my laptop. And I try to turn the day's stressors, the day's ideas, the day's inspirations, all of these things, right? I try to turn them into some kind of useful prose, right? As I've talked about on this channel very, very recently, I'm sort of working on multiple things. The big thing, right, is I'm launching this new project called the Japan Standard here. I'm trying to launch it by the end of March. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, which is really, really frustrating for me. And then I'm also working on refining the fiction project, currently known as Beyond the World, which is a really terrible kind of name, into something that I can publish, right? Which has gone through drafts and drafts and drafts, and it's pretty much at the point where I can go in front of a professional editor, and then after that maybe we can publish it. But that's not something I'm really ready to talk about today. I'm not the first writer to tell you that if you really want to write and write well and refine your craft and things like that, then you need to make writing like a daily exercise, right? It should be like anything else. It should be like running. It should be like shadow boxing if you're looking for some stamina in boxing or martial arts or anything like that. It should be like blade technique if you're trying to be a better cook, things like that. Basically what I'm trying to say is that if you really want to make yourself a better writer, right, it's not enough simply to write once or twice a week. You need to sit down and treat it like more of a, you need to treat it like a discipline, like a job, right? I wonder, does that sort of exercise, does that sort of practice still have weight when you're sitting down and what you're putting out for the first half an hour, the first hour, the first 2 hours, the very next day, or maybe even just a couple hours later when you're ready to look at it with somewhat refreshed eyes, gets sort of discarded? And having worked in a professional writing environment where sometimes you submit a piece that gets sent right back to you and it's like, whoa, this is completely unpolished, like you need to take another look at this, maybe even scrap it all together, maybe think about going in a completely different direction, which basically means this sucks, kill this shit now and attack it in a better, different, more thought out way, right? You know, I even now, having gone through that experience for years and being in basically a completely different situation now where writing is my own thing, right? It's my own thing where teaching is my job in the day, writing is my job by night or in the morning. Yeah, it remains kind of a difficult concept, but what I want to put to you is I'm sorry, I'm just so stressed out about this because, anyway, but what I'm trying to put to you is that even though over the past couple days, and probably I would say about at least 10 days out of the past 14, right, the past 10 days out of the past 2 weeks when I've sat down to do my daily practice, right, I have written things that I hate. And I hate that I hate them, right? Because I recognize things in this writing that I really appreciate about myself, like certain things that I do that other writers, at least the ones that I read, don't do, right? That I appreciate about my style and my ability and blah 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 and blah blah blah. I wonder if the point of this daily practice, to make sure that I'm sitting down every day and going through the work and going through what effectively is like pain, right? I forget the quote exactly, but basically the idea that I've heard expressed before is that writing is basically like opening up a vein and letting yourself bleed onto a page, right? I think probably that's a little melodramatic. I don't know, I've begun to feel like a lot of sitting down to write every single day is not so much about being able to progress every single day as much as it is getting the shit out of the way on 6 days out of 7 so that you have that one day, right, that one day out of 7, that one day out of the week where you're writing this really sort of thought out, refined, sort of the only thing you have left is the good stuff, kind of prose, so many hyphens in that, I know, And maybe really that's ultimately the point, and that these things aren't always pretty, right? Anyway, let me know down in the comments below, of course, what your sort of experience is with sort of committing to this idea of daily drawing, daily writing, daily practice on your trumpet. Sorry, I was once an aspiring professional trumpet player. Anyway, but yeah, let me know what your experience was with trying to own your craft every day. Do you feel sort of like I feel now, where most of the time I'm just getting the chaff out of my system so that I can write something nice, what in sort of like an occasional way? Or do you feel like there's a bit more to it than that? Let me know in the comments below, as I said. Please like and share this video if you did in fact like it, and we'll see you all very soon indeed here in the Burrow. I'm Charlie. Thank you as always for watching Weasleys, and go write something awesome. Cheers.
All of that kind of came to a head and I decided to leave. I saved up a good amount of money, thought about it for a long time, and I finally had the courage to leave. I am traveling to Japan at the end of this month, so after that I'm hoping to get into a really good work routine where I can work on my comics. So